And we're back with Rings of Power, this time Season 2, Episode 3. Yep, we are going straight forward with Episode 3 tonight, and we are following on from a pretty good episode indeed. Khazad Dûm has the things that bring in light into Khazad Dûm have collapsed, so all the crops are dying. Basically Khazad Dûm is in a bit of a crisis right now, and yeah, Durin has been invited to Eregion, I think it is, to meet with Celebrimbor. Nori, the Stranger, and Poppy have run into a bit of trouble in the desert area, and Nori and Poppy have been dragged off into a hurricane, basically, a tornado that the Stranger made. With Galadriel is now under Elrond's command, and him and 5 others are going to head to Eregion to try and see what is happening there, to make sure Sauron doesn't treat with Celebrimbor, but what they don't know is that it's already happening. Sauron came to Celebrimbor and has revealed himself and calls himself Anatar, and is basically spinning the lie that he's a sharer of gifts. So yeah, a lot of things are going on, and we are just going to get right into it. So let's just get into Season 2, Episode 3 of Rings of Power, starting right now. Okay, so since Rings of Power is unfortunately a Patreon exclusive series, there will be no reaction this video. Instead, you'll be getting the after episode review. But for any of you who want a slight glimpse into what you're missing over on the Patreon, here's a few clips. Yo, go on, Eric! Fucking spiders, fuck. Fuck! I like Valandil a lot. Good man. Good man. I still see the sword there in the background. That sword's got to make its way to Elendil at some point. Okay, so back to the video. Oh my god. Oh my god. I experienced awesome moments from this, heartbreak in this, and rage in this episode. Oh. Yeah. Quite a lot of emotions were in this episode. Not all of them good, but in doing so, but still saying that, I'm still gonna rank this episode top marks. This was the best episode so far, and you know what? This was the first episode in all of Rings of Power where Galadriel was not in it at all. Galadriel was not in this episode for 1 single second. I can't remember if she was in the recap, but that doesn't count. Galadriel was not in this episode, and that's mad. So, and Nori, Poppy, and the Stranger were not in this episode either. We're really spreading out the stories. We caught up with a lot of people that I didn't expect us to be caught up to. Well, I mean, I would say I was expecting us to catch up to them, but the fact that we lost, well, we didn't lose the Galadriel and Elrond story, but that wasn't present here, neither was the Nori and the Stranger. It feels like we've got so many storylines going on that we can't include them all in one episode and still get enough time for each of them, because once again, like last episode, it feels like we got just the right amount of each story, and yet we still want more. It felt like if you had cut anything out of this episode, you would have been losing out on a part of the story. So we started off with Beric, who, I said this in the beginning, it's like with Elendil, Beric, and Isildur. It's like the Aragorn story in Two Towers. Like, Aragorn takes what's his name, Theodred's horse, and releases him, and he goes runabout, and then he comes back for Aragorn later and saves him. Something similar happened here, except it was except it was two different characters, where Elendil let him go and he went off to find Isildur. And then, oh god, I don't like spiders. I don't know why I'm almost completely fine with I'm completely fine with the Shelob scenes in Return of the King, yet for some reason this one was creeping me out so much more. I suppose I've just become desensitised to Shelob and what happened in Return of the King, but this one was really creeping me out, especially the jump scares as well. We even had a couple of moments when it was harkening back to the Shelob scenes, when you had the little POV shots going behind the rock, still looking at Isildur. Ugh. Spiders. Spiders. Who would I say is the MVP of this episode? I don't know if I want to go into that really, because I already ranked these episodes anyway. But Isildur got a lot of screen time in this episode. So much screen time. And yeah, he gets out of there with Beric, and along the way they meet Estrid. And then they come across a bunch of wild men who have sworn allegiance to Adar. Because when they were coming up to him and like willing to offer him food, I was thinking like, wait, why are we not seen inside that cart? There's probably someone in there. And it made a point of showing us in the recap the people being branded as being servants to Adar. So I was like, yep, something's about to happen here. And lo and behold, it did. They stole Beric, and Estrid and Isildur were rescued by Arondir. The boy returns. I haven't seen him since the episode 7, the penultimate episode of season 1. We haven't seen him since then. So, in actual fact, we've not had him for only 3 episodes, but it feels a lot longer than that. I mean, it has been 2 years since season 1. So it feels like a long time since we've not had him. And in that time, we lost BRONWYN. How? Did they just not manage to get the actress back for season 2? Did you just not want to do it? Let me actually look this up, I want to know. Exited the show for personal reasons. Okay. For women's rights and freedom in Iran. Okay, so that was... Well, she's saying that's not part of the reason, but she said she left for personal reasons and she's pursuing those things. Okay. Still, terrible way to just get rid of a character that was so good in season 1. Like, she really stepped up in the Southland story arc. And now we're back to square one with Theo and Arondir. Like, it seemed that after the battle they were starting to trust each other. After the battle in season 1 they were starting to trust each other, and now we are back to the beginning again. So Arondir now has to try and be this father figure to a kid who doesn't want him there. Like, it'd be hard enough to do that even if Theo liked him, but... And adding Isildur into the mix as well when telling that story about his mum, how she drowned trying to save him. Well, she did save him, she drowned saving him. And when he said he's never told that story to anyone, does that include his father and his bitch sister? I'll get onto her later. Does that include those two? Did he never tell that story to them? And then the stuff with Estrid as well. She turned out to be a servant of Adar. I don't know why I didn't see that coming. I mean, I did when I saw that when like as soon as Isildur left and we kept with her for a few seconds, I was like, okay, what's going on here? And then bang, there's the mark right on the back of her neck, and she's burning herself to try and hide the mark. So now, why is she here? I mean, she's obviously trying to like stage an ambush or something. Yeah, that led Theo and Isildur rescuing Beric from the wild men, but then those wild men were attacked and taken by something that I couldn't see, and then I was like, is it the spiders for a second? But then, no, you hear all the groaning, the trees moving. It's the fucking Ents. I can't believe we're bringing Ents into this. I thought they'd hold off on that for at least a little while. But no, here come the Ents, and one of them has taken Theo. And now, I mean, when the orcs said in the beginning, after Beric whipped their asses, I'll say, they said that Beric went into the Black Forest and nothing comes out of there alive. It's just like Fangorn Forest. I mean, obviously with the Ents and the moving trees. But Fangorn Forest is meant to be a cursed forest where nothing comes out, and I suppose the Black Forest is the same. Oh, and something else we saw in this as well, when Beric and Isildur stopped to try and get some water. We were in the Dead Marshes. The Dead Marshes. I mean, I don't think those are the same bodies that show up in the Lord of the Rings, because I feel like that was the battle. That was the battle that I believe is going to end this show. The battle where Sauron was defingered by Isildur. I believe those bodies are from that battle. But yeah, we got the Dead Marshes nonetheless. And okay, so what else? There was the Adar is also in Mordor, recruiting more and more orcs who seem not to want war, but Adar is he's driven by this idea of like, we're never going to be safe until Sauron is dead. And baby orcs as well. I don't know why I never thought of like orcs having babies. I never thought of that. And also recruiting mountain trolls as well. Yeah, we got mountain trolls, cave trolls, whatever. But we've got trolls. Right then. Right. And I believe all the other stuff. Well, there's also the. Okay, there's the dwarven stuff as well, and Celebrimbor and Sauron related to that as well. Yeah, we've already set to work on the 7 rings for the dwarves, and due to the fact that Sauron is the one who dropped the mithril in there himself, I'm like, okay, yes, he's definitely going to have some sort of influence over those rings. So maybe that's easing my mind a little bit compared to the Elvish rings, because Sauron didn't drop the mithril in himself. He didn't do the final touches. He did still work with Celebrimbor for a while, and he did come up with the idea for rings. But yeah, he's definitely had a big hand in these 7. But maybe our saving grace lies with Prince Durin, who seems to already not trust Anatar. He's got a bad feeling about him, and rightfully so. But Galadriel and Elrond are on the way, so I wonder how soon it is going to be before they get there. I imagine probably the end of the season, like episode 6 or 7, maybe 8. But either way, they're on their way, and I wonder what's going to happen when they do get there. And yeah, Sauron is just using Celebrimbor's good nature as well as ambition against him. I wrote down selfless and selfish. He's literally using both motivations to turn him against Gil-galad and not say what is going on. In fact, say the opposite of what's going on. Like, he's using his ambition to help people because he knows that the rings helped the elves. He knows that the dwarves are going through trouble, and he wants to use the rings to help them. So he's appealing to that nature of, I want to help the dwarven people, and he's also appealing to the nature of like, this is the best thing I've ever created, and now the king is telling me not to do it. So yeah, he's appealing, and he wants that recognition for himself. And then just the shot at the end of Sauron just looking into the camera as the rings are being created. And the situation in Khazad-dûm only gets worse. The people are starving, and they've naturally turned to the elves because that's the only option they've got. They've turned to Sauron because that's the only option they've got. Then the Numenor stuff, all the Numenor stuff. Miriel is being called into question not only for it feels very Game of Thrones like, very House of Dragons like. She's being called into question because she led her people to Middle Earth. People died. She came back. She's blind. Is she fit to rule? She took orders from an elf. She stood with Galadriel. So yeah, there was already seeds of doubt in season 1, and now that doubt has just manifested into a whole uprising where yeah, everyone is endorsing Pharazôn, especially after what Eärien did. Oh my god, what a bitch! And Pharazôn's son as well, the twinky little fuck. Ugh. You know what, for a second, Valandil became my favourite character of the show, when he stood up to them, saying like, if you talk shit about the Queen again, I will fuck you up. Because she was there fighting, saving people, while you were here doing nothing. And you want to claim you'd be a better ruler than her. You want to claim she's not a good ruler. Oh, mate. And for a second, the whole disaster in the... I want to say at the coronation, the whole disaster at the coronation, where he said earlier on that the white represents the past and the red represents a new ruler. She wore the white, he wore the red, a specific choice by him. And then the eagle shows up at the coronation, which he said would be an auspicious omen. But we're not clear. Did the eagle show up for Pharazôn? Did it show up for Miriel? Or did it show up for Elendil? Because at the beginning of Lord of the Rings, Elendil is king. Elendil does become king, and when he dies, that's when Isildur becomes king. So, who was it for? There's 3 possibilities. But either way, all the people are endorsing Pharazôn. It's a shame the eagle can't speak, because then at least he'll be able to tell us, yeah, not you bitch, I'm after him or her. So, but everyone is with Pharazôn now, and I wonder what the hell will happen. Yeah, royalty in fictional stories is so hard to... It's so hard to side with different people, because, like, on one side you have like the person who the people think should rule and is like a person for the people, but on the other hand you've got someone who's got a legitimate right to the throne. Like, Miriel is the king's daughter, but the people are behind Pharazôn, so sometimes you have one that the people have chosen and one that is chosen by the ruler that came before. In this case, you've got the one who is chosen by the people, when it should be the one who... It's so hard, because I can't really judge Pharazôn, because he might be a good king, he might be, but it doesn't feel right for him to take it. It's mainly the fact that I don't like his son, Eärien, who endorsed him, so I don't like them. So is it right to judge someone who might be a good king just because I don't like the people who are endorsing him? And I don't like the way they've uprooted Miriel? So I can only imagine the drama that is going to go down between Eärien and Elendil next time we see them. So, yeah, it's all going to be very fun. And hopefully I can do that tonight. It is 10:25 now, so hopefully I can get to that. Thankfully my camera didn't overheat this time, so maybe we'll get something done tonight, but there is only 1 hour and 5 minutes left on this There's only 1 hour and 5 minutes left on this SD card, and that is exactly how long the next episode is. So what I might do is call it a night and just try and upload these to my editing software and get these edited tonight. So yeah, that is all we're going to have for this episode of Rings of Power, and I loved it. Until next time, we are over and out. Bye!